Okay, so the purpose of this video is to help you set up your injector once you've received it, how to check direction and get it all up and going. It's obviously three-phase power, so make sure you've got the power point all plugged in and you can switch it on. You've got the emergency stop button, so make sure that's in, make sure they're clearly out. It's a safety switch, obviously nothing will go then. And make sure your covers are in place. So if there's a crack or a gap between the two covers, the safety switch won't turn on because it'll know the covers are open. Make sure that's all ready to go, and then also make sure you read your instructions. Very important. Give it a good look at that. What we do when we first start off is fill up your tub with preferably water, just plain clean water. Fill it up, put it under the return here, and put your filter in. What I'm holding in my hand is what's called the cleaning tool, and we put that underneath the needle blocks. So the blocks come down, the needles go through the block, and they'll flush. Without this tool, the head will just simply go up and down, and because the needles are still inside the block, they won't flush. So it's very important to do that, and I'll show you how that's done now. Inside the unit, we've got a bit of a window. I might get you to have a look through the glass. So I'm going to push this up here, and if you can go inside, you'll see there's two bolts. So all we do is simply put that through like that and locate that in that position there, and that just sits between those bolts. So you can see those bolts there. What we're doing is just putting that like that. Leave that in that position. There's nothing more you need to do. Now you've got your liquid in the container and you've got your machine plugged in. Then what we do is to check the direction. Unfortunately, you just got to go by sound and action to see whether it works. So we've got to be careful. We turn it on and off very quickly so we don't do it. Always make sure your filter is nice and tight, otherwise you'll get fairly wet in the feet. And we simply turn it on and off just very quickly just to test it. So didn't make any bad noises, so we'll give it a bit longer. There we go. So that's going the right way. Obviously we've got product spraying at the end, and that's because we've got the cleaning block in there. If I take the cleaning block out, you'll have very little come out. I don't know whether you can see that through the glass. Maybe just have a look in the glass, and I'll turn it on again very quickly. So this is on. Like that. And then if I remove that cleaning tool, you'll be able to see what happens. So just pull the cleaning tool out, and then that will just simply go up and down, and then we know that it's coming out. So as you can see, you need your cleaning tool in there to flush the needles out. It's very important. And then keep this in a safe place. It is only a hard plastic and it can break, but if you look after it, you only need to do it when you're cleaning or when you're testing the direction. Okay, so once you've used your machine and it's all been running and you've finished using it, it's very important to flush a very good volume of water through the machine. Nothing substitutes heaps and heaps and heaps of fresh water. And what we do by that is we would suggest you pull it to the side. So we've got the water here, we're pumping through here, and the reason we say that is that the return, the water that's coming down from the conveyor, drains down onto the floor and through the drain and doesn't go back into the fresh water. So pump this all the way down, don't let it run dry because you'll wreck your pump, but let the return, this is when you're cleaning it, let the return go out onto the floor, and then we're all done. That's how you get that done. But before you do the final flush, as we've shown in previous videos, it's very important to take the conveyor out, and that's quite simple. You take your shield off like this, pull this off. Around the side here, we've got the engaging part, so that comes out like so, and that allows us to quite simply lift this up and slide the conveyor out, and you can stand it up on the ground, and then you can just hose the whole machine out. It's absolutely fine to run the machine without the conveyor in here. So for instance, you may want to use the cleaning tool with the conveyor out and against the wall. Sit it in like that, pull your conveyor all the way out, drop it down and put the cover back on and run the machine. That's absolutely fine to do that. It's very important to make sure it's clean. The other thing is you always remove this filter here, make sure it's clean. So never pump fresh water through dirty filters. Remove this filter here, rinse them, then put them back in, and then pump your fresh water through when the tub is on the side. As for the conveyor, lean up against the wall and hose it down. Make sure you give everything a good clean, and then what we also suggest is when you stop the machine, stop it with the needles down into the block. So not in this position, but obviously down the bottom like so. What that does is it allows the needles to drain, and therefore removes any build-up of residue that you don't want in the needles. When you come to use the machine next time, simply put fresh water in there, slide it back in, got all your covers together, turn it on, pump the fresh water through, stop it in the up position like it is now, and you can quite simply remove your tool. You can do it from this end if you've got the cover off, or you can do it from the other end if you've got the cover on. As far as inside the machine goes, so come around here, I'll show you very simply inside. There's nothing you need to do too much. So we've got the motor and filter system here, pipes. Really you shouldn't have to be going in there to clean it as such. And on the other side is the pump house. I'll show you that in a second around here. These tools come with the machine. Here we are on this side. So here we are. Here's the pump housing, whether you can come a bit closer. So here we've got our pump, we've got our product coming in, then it goes through the pump and round to the filter and valve. This contraption here does the conveyor, so it goes up and down and moves the conveyor accordingly. If we shift that, it'll slow the conveyor down. This is on fast speed, which is it moves about 30 mil or 32 mil per stroke. So each movement of the conveyor is 32 mil. If we slide that up, it's approximately 16 mil, about half the distance. We'd recommend keep it on 32 mil, but if you want to slow the machine down and get more injection inputs per movement, well then you can slow it down simply by shifting that along there. Once again, nothing you need to do is cleaning in here, but if you want to wash it down once a month or something like that, just a bit of stuff off the floor, you're welcome. Your tool is inside your manual bag. As always, please feel free to give one of the team at Viking a call with any questions that you have. We'll be glad to help you. All the best, enjoy your injector.